Hello, friends. Welcome back to Feni for the Soul. I'm going to be talking about a film topic this time, and the film Mujib, the making of a nation, on the life of Shaikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of Bangladesh, is being released pan India on October the 27th. It's going to be a Hindi dubbed version with English subtitles. The original film in Bangla has been released in Bangladesh across 140 screens to very good response. Shyam Benegal, the renowned Indian filmmaker, has made the film. I'm excited because Shyam Benegal happens to be my maternal uncle, so some bragging rights here. Kudos to Mr. Benegal and his team for making this film right through the pandemic period, so it was a very challenging period, but the film is here. So I got a short interview with Mr. Benegal himself, so listen to the interview and of course go and see the film.
যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে
Congratulations, Shyamam. The film is finally being released, has been released in Bangladesh, and soon to be released in India. So my first question is that I believe it's 120 theaters.
140 theaters all over Bangladesh, and book solid for the next 4-5 days. Even I was told that the Minister for Information Broadcasting, the Hassan Mahmood, he wanted his family and he to go and see the film. Couldn't get tickets. I thought that was delightful. So that is the
Amazing.
So clearly the film has done extremely well in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it to be released in India to see what the response here is going to be. But obviously it can't be the way it is in Bangladesh, because there he is really the man who created that nation.
Yeah.
So naturally the interest in Mujib would be extremely high in Bangladesh, and with his daughter now popular Prime Minister of the country, naturally the level of interest in the family itself is so high, and also the story of Mujib, you see, because that is the because it's almost like a great tragedy, because the people, this kind of rogue group in the army that assassinated him, not just assassinated him and all his family, except for the two daughters who were in Europe at the time, assassinated the entire family, including children. So it's a huge tragedy. But then from the ashes of that tragedy, these two ladies have emerged. That is Sheikh Hasina and her sister, so Rehana. And Hasina, of course, is now the Prime Minister of the country. So it's really quite something. I mean, that story is quite something.
Incredible, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. So naturally, the public interest in it is very high. And so when they decided to open the film in 140 screens in that little country, I was very worried whether it would work or not work, but obviously it seems to have worked very well, and so you can't buy a ticket if you wanted to, because it's all booked.
And I believe that Sheikh Hasina rang you up, and
Yes.
how was that?
But that was very, very nice. She rang to thank me, because obviously she was also deeply moved by the film. You see, because that was the main thing. When the film ended, she didn't want the lights to come on in the theater, because she wanted to wipe out her tears and everything, and be ready to meet other people.
Amazing, amazing. So the film has been released. It is a film in Bangla language with English subtitles.
We have three versions of the
Three versions. So the version in India is going to be in Hindi, dubbed in Hindi.
Hindi with English subtitles.
Okay.
And that's the version that will be shown. Well, according to me, the Bangla version with the English subtitles will be shown internationally.
Internationally.
Yeah, and the Hindi with the subtitles will be shown in India.
Yeah.
India, and if they will ever take it in Pakistan, of course,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that I'm not quite sure. But
No, I had a question. How just to go back, how did this project come to you? Can you just explain very briefly?
I don't know. It's very difficult to tell because I think it was on the sidelines of to do with South Asia.
Yeah.
When our Prime Minister met the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, one of the things he said was that he said he would like to get a film made on the man who created Bangladesh, Shaikh Mujibur Rahman, film. So she promptly said, why don't you ask me to make the film?
That's how it finally happened, and it's an Indo-Bangladesh joint production in any case. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a co-production.
Co-production. Yeah. How difficult was it to, the challenges during the pandemic, because you had to make most of the film during the pandemic? Yeah.
Well, we did. You see, I had to come back. I wanted to do the film in Bangladesh, but I started the film there. But with the pandemic, when it became a pandemic, then obviously I couldn't continue to work there. So we shifted everything, lock, stock and barrel, from there to Bombay. And I got all the actors to come from Bangladesh, because you see, all my actors are Bangladesh. The film was in Bengali. And so I had to bring them to Bombay. And we shot here in the Film City in Bombay and reconstructed all the sets here, at Film City. So it was a bit of a thing, to take the whole film to Bombay and make it here. So anyway, it happened. Thank God it happened, because I was a little apprehensive, because I wasn't sure whether it would work, but things worked in our favor really in many ways, and I think the enthusiasm of the people who are part of it, because all the actors were from Bangladesh, technicians were ours, so the general enthusiasm was so high that because of that, I think it showed itself in that enthusiasm is seen in the film itself.
In the film itself, yeah. And finally, about Shaikh Mujib, because you've done the research and you studied him so closely. What do you think? What kind of a person do you think he was?
I mean, he was a very interesting person. Interesting in the sense that he was a huge political figure, and people in politics normally have, because they spend so much of their time in the political circles and with other people, they hardly have time for their families. But he created time for his family. So he was as much a wonderful family man as he was a huge political figure. So he combined these two things, because his family remembers him as a very loving parent, and they remember him as being an extremely, kind of friend, philosopher and guide kind of a parent, on one side. And then on the other side, of course, he was this great Bhagabandhu, And
fascinating.
Yeah, so he combined a lot of qualities in himself. Yeah.
Wonderful. Finally, last question. So, how does it feel to bring out a film at 88 years young? I mean, you put to shame a lot.
I never think, when I start making a film, I don't think of my age. I can't think of my age. It would be silly to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Of course, you have to work according to the way your own capabilities. You have to be sure about what your capabilities are. That I'm aware of, because otherwise it's not possible. You can't go foolhardily into a film that I may have done when I was in my 20s and 30s, but clearly I can't do that now. But you have to plan a little more and work your time, time scheduling and this and that and all that has to be somewhat carefully done. And then, and you must always have a doctor at hand. And that's very important because, you don't have a doctor at hand. There's nobody there to advise you because, I always suffered a little from high blood pressure. So I had to have a doctor on set to check my blood pressure, almost on an everyday basis.
Yeah.
To see if it was all right.
If all right or not. Wonderful.
So, but fortunately, I had no problem making the film.
Wonderful. Thank you. All the best. God bless.
যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে